Topping today's news, employers evading payment of NIB contributions. F&M Chairman Sands says the economy is not as robust as the government claims, and the Prime Minister says that they will continue to invest into the youth despite the criticism over Carifta spending. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Dorino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. Thank you so much for joining us. National Insurance Board officials say the agency has seen a 12.1% increase in employers failing to pay NIB contributions compared to last year. At the office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing on Thursday, NIB Director Heather Maynard revealed the uptick in delinquencies. She says NIB continues to prosecute employers evading their mandatory contributions.
Every day, NIB is taking employees to court. We prosecute in all of the family islands. We are always in prosecuting individuals for the offenses failure to pay and the other offense failure to produce. So we have an active prosecution department. I would say over probably around 300 persons we would have taken to court, and this includes self-employed persons as well.
Director Maynard explains some of the more common offenses employers commit and the legal process that goes into retrieving the funds.
And usually when they're taken to court, they pay their arrears. There are several offenses. The main offense obviously is failure to pay. There's also an offense called failure to produce records. And usually when the persons are summoned with a summons to appear to court, they pay their obligation, or if they cannot pay the obligation in full at that time, they will enter an installment agreement and pay off the arrears.
Ms. Maynard says despite working diligently to collect outstanding payments, NIB is patient and always willing to assist the employer. National Chairman from the Free National Movement, Dr. Dwayne Sands, claims the cost of living has worsened under the Davis administration. He says talks of the economy recovering from Hurricane Dorian and COVID-19 only when the PLP came into power is propaganda that can be easily debunked. Dr. Sands believes the Davis administration has no serious plans to tackle the country's economy.
They are bankrupt of ideas and vision. We all know that stopover visitors spend much more than cruise ship passengers. So what are the PLP plans to increase stopover visitors who stay in hotels and Airbnbs? What is their infrastructure program to increase construction spending, not government construction spending, but private sector construction spending and boost jobs? Millions that should be spent to make the economy more productive, and other pro-growth initiatives are being wasted on PLP consultants, cronies, and luxury travel.
Dr. Sands is also critical of the Davis administration's spending habits following the release of an audit report on the additional $7 million to host the Carifta Track and Field and the 50th Jubilee Bahamas Games. Those claims were debunked by Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Mario Boleg. He addressed it in Parliament on Wednesday. However, Dr. Sands laments these things occurring as the economy continues to suffer.
Food costs way out of control. They still ain't removed VAT from breadbasket items, even as they are living it up with their expensive lunches, dinners, and travel. And so while the PLP High Command living a best life, partying around the clock, other people are catching hell. Brave Davis, who is the Minister of Finance, is personally responsible for our high light bills, still ain't gone down. Single mothers are having a very hard time making ends meet, and the PLP keep raising taxes and fees to pay for things like the Prime Minister's new brand $200,000 BMW.
Dr. Sands is accusing the government of ignoring the masses while taking care of those in the PLP inner circle. Meanwhile, despite the overwhelming criticism received from the public regarding the $7 million cost overrun to host the 2023 Carifta Track and Field Championships and the 50th Jubilee Bahamas Games, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mario Boleg, says he expects to get to the bottom of any and all the discrepancies raised by the Auditor General. Mr. Boleg said there are lessons to be learned.
Madam Speaker, I will personally meet with the local organization committee to critically assess the audit's findings. This engagement will serve as a crucial benchmark for future events aiming to enhance our operational efficiencies, improve our administrative protocols, and solidify our governance structure. We must learn from this audit, strengthening our checks and balances to prevent future disparities and uphold our commitment to excellence.
Mr. Boleg wanted to make it clear that while some believe too much money was spent on hosting the two games, the Davis administration remains committed to development and investment into the youth of the country.
Madam Speaker, as we reflect on our achievements and chart our course forward, let us also consider the profound impact our administration has had on the youth of the Bahamas through our commitment to sports and culture. Our administration has proudly prioritized investment in sports, recognizing its potential as a vehicle for community and character building among our young people. This investment means more than its physical nature. It is an investment in the future leaders of our nation.
Minister Boleg said he will first meet with the local organizing committee to go over all line items before meeting with the Auditor General to answer any questions or queries he may have. On his way into the House of Assembly this week, Leader of the Official Opposition Michael Pintard was asked by reporters if there has been any response from the government regarding any number of questions laid by the opposition, including breaches in the Public Procurement Act and the controversy surrounding former Minister of Immigration Keith Bell, who in July of 2023, Mr. Pintard accused of superseding senior immigration officials to force the release of dozens of Chinese nationals working illegally at the British Colonial Hotel. Mr. Pintard made the following statement, followed by a promise.
Fred Mitchell has summarized this government's position on transparency well. They have zero interest in the procurement law, zero interest in the full implementation of freedom of information. And so we do not expect that they're going to be transparent. But we will get to the bottom of many of these issues when we come to office.
That was Leader of the Official Opposition, Michael Pintard. And finally, in this segment, it has been 15 years already that the Bahamas Striping Group of companies has been in existence, and the all-Bahamian company that was named the Jcn Business of the Year in 2023 will celebrate its 15th anniversary in style. The Striping Group of companies will make a donation to 15 carefully selected charities across the Bahamas. President Atario Mitchell says the donation is a testament to giving back to those in need.
As we approach this anniversary, we reflect on our core values and the principles that have guided us since inception. At Bahamas Striping, we believe in giving back and being an integral part of our communities we serve. It is with great pleasure that I announce our decision to donate $150,000 to 15 charities through different islands of the Bahamas, such as Grand Bahama, Abaco, Exuma, Eleuthera, and New Providence. This decision is not just about marking our anniversary. It's about our philosophy of making a meaningful impact. We believe in doing our part in making our country better, to support those in need, and to contribute to the continual growth and the development of our country.
First Lady Anne-Marie Davis was in attendance as she expressed the importance of the company supporting other local businesses.
It is so refreshing to see corporate citizens making positive contributions to our society and indeed our country to advance the public good while building up the common life. Your business, Bahamas Striping, has been an impressive one over the past decade. 15 years, definitely, but you've been really strong out there in the last decade, I think. Not only as a result, you have been strong, not only as a result of the infrastructural projects that you have been involved in, but you also have a very young and dynamic president.
Representatives from various organizations, including BARC, Ranfully Home for Children, and Bahamas AIDS Foundation, expressed their gratitude for the donation. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.